Is your child a natural-born entertainer? Now is their chance to join the most talented youth dance crew in the Mid-South, the Blue Bunch. The Blue Bunch entertains Grizz Nation with their energetic dance routines and even have the opportunity to collaborate on performances with leading artists in the entertainment industry. Kids ages 7 to 17 are invited to show off their skills and personality for their chance to join the next generation of NBA entertainers. Open auditions are Saturday, June 28th. Visit grizzlies.com/auditions now for more information.
Let's face it, there's a lot of trash talk in basketball, but the great teams let their performance do the talking. Like Ford F-150 with Pro Power on board, a class-exclusive industry-first feature that turns your truck into a mobile generator and leaves the competition speechless. Ford F-150, official truck of the Grizzlies. Greatness starts here at your Mid-South Ford dealer. Class is full-size pickups under 8,500 pounds, GVWR.
With a knockaway. Good defense. Durant attacking, spinning, hanging, and hitting.
Let's go! Let's go!
Kroger shoppers and Grizz fans, one exclusive last-minute discounted ticket deals takes it straight to you during the Grizzlies 2024-2025 season. Sign up with the new Kroger Buzzer Beater deal. Fans can sign up by texting Grizz to 636-479 or visit your local Kroger store in the Delta Division and scan the QR code. By signing up, you agree to receive recurring automated promotional and personalized marketing text messages from the Memphis Grizzlies. Consent is not a condition of any purchase. Message frequency varies. Message and data rates may apply.
Live from the Built Ford Tough studio at FedEx Forum, it's the Gary Parrish Show, presented by Ortho South, on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app. Now, here's your host, Gary Parrish.
All right. I'm here. My name is Gary Parrish. I'm speaking to you from the Built Ford Tough studio. We're in FedEx Forum, downtown Memphis. Bennett Doyle's right there producing the program. Glad he's with me. Glad you're with me. Hope you're getting through the day best you can. And I hope you didn't think the MVP'd be worn down after his MVP ceremony, or that the Minnesota Timberwolves would bounce back to even this series before we head to the Target Center, because neither one of those things happened. SGA went big again. Another blowout. Thunder up. It's a 2-0 lead. Let's see if Bennett Doyle still wants to howl. Let's see if he still howls like an Eastern wolf. We'll find out momentarily. First, though, quickly, let me set today's schedule for you. In the next segment, around 10:20, Jessica Benson's going to join me. She, of course, is the host, Jessica Benson Show with CJ Hurt. Weekdays, 8 a.m., Grind City Media. She'll pop in here in about 20 minutes. I'll talk basketball with her. Finish talking to Jess, take a break, come back, do 5 more things you need to know, at which point we're going to discuss 5 previously undiscussed stories. Among them, former Nuggets coach Michael Malone has clarified that he didn't mean to suggest he would have voted for Shai Gilgeous-Alexander over Nikola Jokic for MVP when he, suggested as much live on television after Game 1 of the Western Conference Finals. We'll dive into that very serious controversy. We'll do it in about 40 minutes. The 12-team college football playoff is officially changing the way it seeds teams, and we might have big changes to the college football schedule calendar as well. I'll walk you through all that stuff. We'll do it in just a bit. The Diddy trial rolls along in New York City as expected. Kid Cudi did testify. He didn't make Diddy or Cassie look too great. No. He didn't make either one of them look too great. I'll tell you what he said a little later on in the show. Caitlin Clark had another interesting on-court incident last night. We'll show that to you in the second hour. And the United States Treasury has confirmed that Pennies will stop being produced next year. Rest in peace to Pennies. Rest in peace to Pennies.
Damn.
I'll get Bennett's thoughts. I bet you're the type who likes Pennies. I bet you like Pennies.
Oh, okay. I got thoughts.
I bet
I'll let
for
you know.
the same reasons you like Blu-rays, you like Pennies. I bet you're aggravated by the death of the penny. I'm personally not. I've been looking forward to this day. We'll go back and forth on it. It's a seismic change to the currency in our country. We'll get into it during a segment we call 5 More Things You Need to Know. Then we'll eventually do GP's carry out and we'll call it a day. So that's the rundown. We got a lot to get to. But I did want to start in the NBA because day 34 of the 2025 NBA playoffs, it's now officially in the books. It was Thursday, and it was highlighted by Game 2 of the Western Conference Finals. Final score, Thunder 118, Timberwolves 103. Another cover, another double-digit victory, another blowout for the best blowout team the National Basketball Association has ever seen. Big Bet Bennett, are you still howling like an Eastern wolf, or are you ready to come to your senses and properly respect your future NBA champions?
I think I might be ready to come to my senses.
It's past time. It is past time.
I think I might be ready to come to my senses. This series is over, bro.
It feels
this series is over.
Like it.
This series is over.
Sound like you were watching Get Up on ESPN this morning because I turned it on bright and early. Jay Williams, the great Jay Williams, sitting in studio. You know what he said? Series is over.
It's over.
He said it's over. Now, I should remind you that I turned on Get Up one morning last week before, whenever it was, after Boston won Game 3 of its series against the Knicks. And you know what Jay Williams said?
What did he say?
He said, this series is over.
Yeah, right.
This series is over. And he meant it for Boston. Like, Boston figured out what they got to figure out. This series is over. And then, the next day, Jason Tatum ruptured his Achilles. And then the Celtics, they were eliminated by the Knicks. So he's called these before incorrectly, but I think he's right this time. If only because now, if you're Minnesota, all jokes aside, you've just got a math problem.
Yeah, I just don't think they're winning in Oklahoma City. That's the problem for them. I just don't think they're winning a game.
Even more than that, they're not beating them 4 out of 5 times.
No.
Like, there's no team on the planet that could beat this team 4 out of 5 times.
I don't think so.
So it's one of those deals where you look at Anthony Edwards, you look at Julius Randle, you look at Rudy Gobert, and you say, okay, could you theoretically, can you beat this team? Can you line up and beat this team? Yeah, I guess we played them tonight. We could beat them. Some things would have to go our way. Some things would have to not go their way. But yeah, we could beat them in a 48-minute game. Sure. Can you really beat them 4 out of the next 5 times, including at least once on the road and while never losing at home?
I'm not sure.
It's a little bit like this. Think of it like 2 comparable basketball teams, all right? Can you win this game tonight against this team you're playing? Yeah, sure, we could beat them. Okay, but now you're down 25 in the 4th quarter. Can you still beat them? Oh, well, no. Now we're down 25 in the 4th. Like, we're not winning this one. Same type of thing on a larger scale. Can Minnesota beat Oklahoma City in a basketball game? Sure. But at this point, they are essentially down 25 points in the 4th quarter. You're down 0-2. You look confused. You look frustrated. And on the other side, it does really feel like Oklahoma City has found a rhythm. Like they are playing with an extreme level of confidence. They look very comfortable.
Yes.
They seem very sure of themselves. And we'll see how it unfolds. But I think this is what I believe. I'm not predicting a sweep, but I think a sweep is more likely at this point than the Timberwolves winning the series.
I think so too, and I thought my formula was pretty good yesterday when we discussed the game. I said, well, there's no way that SGA is shooting 14 free throws in this next game. He did not. He shot 15. He made 13 of 15. So you saw the Jaden McDaniels.
So good. So for people who didn't see it, he pushes him down, like literally pushes him down.
Gets a flagrant, yeah.
And he was asked about, and it wasn't violent.
No.
It was frustration. It was a frustration shove. And he was asked about it afterwards. And he said, oh, man, I just wanted to foul him for real. I just wanted to foul him for real.
Yep.
Is hilarious. And I know that this is becoming a thing with Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. And I know it's frustrating for some basketball viewers, and especially so for the Minnesota Timberwolves. But he is excellent at what he does. You might not like what he does, but he is incredible at it. The way he gets to his spots, the way he does generate contact, create the fouls, always staying in a rhythm. He's just excellent at what he does. And, I shared the clip from when we had Jalen Wells in studio a couple days ago last night after the game, because I specifically asked Jalen, like, what is it like when you're guarding Shai Gilgeous-Alexander? Because, I mean, I've never guarded Shai Gilgeous-Alexander or anybody of that caliber. Like, the most I'm going to do is, like, guard my little guys in the driveway or whatever. But I imagine you must be caught in this situation where you're trying not to foul him because you know that it's hard not to, but you start getting that stuff in your head too much, and now he's just going past you. And so then you're like, okay, I got to get a little more physical with him, and then it's just whistle after whistle after whistle. And Jalen was like, yeah, that's about it. That's, like he will go past you if you're trying to not foul him. Then he's just going to get where he wants to go. But if you try to guard him like you guard, other elite perimeter players, you're going to hear the whistle blown an awful lot. It's hard. He's a hard cover. And I like the way Jalen put a period on his comment. He just said, and it's genius, honestly. He's just a genius at what he does. He's a basketball genius in the sense of what he does, whether you like it or not, what he does, he is, I don't think this is an overstatement, an all-time great at it.
It's true. And that's again, I want to clarify because I know I've been a bit of a hater lately.
You've been howling.
I've been a bit of a hater lately.
And if I hear you howl one more time.
I won't howl anymore.
If
not
you
after
howl
that.
One more time,
not after that shit.
If you howl one more time, I might send you over there.
Nah, dude.
You keep howling.
No,
I might
they
send
lost
you.
me.
I might send you over to the big studio. We'll bring Kyra up here. I bet Kyra can half listen to me talk about the transfer portal while monitoring the chat and sipping coffee and waiting to push story number 2. I bet Kyra can knock that out.
Probably so. No,
one more time.
I will not.
Okay.
I will not until they win a game. I just hate watching it. I agree with everything you just said. He is crafty and amazing at what he does, better than anybody else in the league at doing that. I just don't like watching it. That's all.
Yeah, and I get that, but I can appreciate what it is.
I can too. I
can understand why you and others don't like watching it, but I can appreciate.
It reminds me of James Harden when he was at the peak of his powers.
And if you want to switch up sports a little bit, you know what it is also kind of like? Different, but you'll get the point. Floyd Mayweather.
That's a good one. That's a good comp.
People did not like watching Floyd Mayweather box.
Boring.
Because they were like, he's just standing there not getting hit.
Right.
It's boring. He's a defensive boxer and a counterpuncher. And he's just, Floyd didn't punch hard enough to just drop people over and over again. I mean, he knocks people out, but he wasn't going to typically just drop somebody with one punch the way some all-time great boxers do or can. And it was just going to be a lot of two men standing in front of each other for 3 minutes, and one dude doesn't hit hard enough to knock the other guy out, and the other guy can't touch the other guy. And so what are we watching here? I understood when people would say, man, Floyd fought again last night. That was boring. I would always go, that was brilliant. Do you know how difficult it is to stand in front of somebody for 3 straight minutes? They are trying to put their hands on you, and they can't. Do you know how amazing that is? Try standing in front of somebody and just be like, I bet you can't hit me. And he did that an entire career. 50 fights. He never got touched. Barely got touched.
Right.
You know how hard it is? That I could always appreciate that. Here's a man who might not be the most exciting fighter, and certainly on a personal level, he's got all sorts of documented flaws. But I can respect the brilliance of what I'm watching, the genius of the talent that I'm watching. Here's a human being who can stand in front of other humans who are elite at what they do, and they can't touch him. That's incredible to me. Perhaps boring for some, but incredible to me. SGA is like a different version of that, like a basketball version of that. I get it. He's not going to bomb on you like Steph Curry, and I think this is why he's not as popular as maybe a young MVP should. I mean, keep in mind, this is a young, in his prime, good-looking MVP on the best basketball team in the world. We shouldn't even be talking about who's the next face of the NBA. What more do you need? He's awesome, literally the MVP, in his prime, playing for the best team in the world, and he's great looking. He's a Skims model.
It's true.
We shouldn't even be having this debate. But the reason is because I think it's some of this stuff we're talking about. And where are the highlights?
At the free throw line.
Like, he's not going to – you're never going to see the – and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander went 8 of 9 from 3. He's just not going to – and then he knocked home 4 threes in the fourth. That's not the way he plays. He's also not going to go put his chin on the rim the way Ja does. So he's not going to give you the Steph Curry highlights. He's not going to give you the Ja Morant highlights. You're just going to look up when it's over and he got 38 points. Mm-hmm. And that's what it was last night. You just look up and it's over and he's got 38 points. And you can not like the way he got him. You can think that it was boring to watch him get him. But he got him. He got him and he got the win, and it was another blowout. And this is what they've been doing all season. And I said this last week, and obviously anytime you're talking about anything in the future under the umbrella of sports, there's a risk of you being wrong. So who knows if it'll end up being true. But it is starting to look like it could be true. And the thing is this. The hardest part's behind him. The hardest part might be behind him. The only way I would move off of that is let me see what happens with the Pacers. Because I'm starting to – they might just have something there where they could get them.
And they just keep coming at you. Yeah, if they get through that – if they get out of that Knicks series, I think it'll be one of those – if it ends up being Pacers Thunder, I think obviously it's not a finals that anybody clamored for, but – I do think it's interesting. I do think it would be interesting.
I don't think it would be interesting if you tried to sell that to me a month ago. But the only way we get Pacers Thunder is Tyrese Halliburton
right.
becoming this thing with New York as the backdrop. And then I'm open to the idea that could be a compelling NBA Finals, even though I want the Knicks to win.
Me too.
I don't think the Knicks could be as competitive with Oklahoma City as the Pacers could be, because
I think I agree with that.
They're already on TV talking about the Knicks look exhausted.
Yes.
So it ain't like the Knicks are going to get out of this thing in 4 games. At best, it's 5, probably 6, perhaps 7. Meantime, the Thunder could really get out of this thing in 4. They've got all the depth in the world. You've got none, or at least your coach don't want to use it.
Right.
And good luck. I could imagine the Pacers being a better fight for the Thunder than the Knicks, but we might just not have a fight the rest of this way. They could just do this the rest of this way.
Yeah, I got a feeling that's where we're headed.
Don't let me hear you howl again.
I don't. We got to get Game 3 before I let out another howl.
And keep in mind, I'm not ruling out the idea that you get back to the Target Center, Anthony Edwards turns in one of those types of performances, and hey, it's 2-1, and it's a compelling Game 4 now. But what I can imagine that. What I cannot imagine is Minnesota coming back and winning this series.
And don't think that Vernon ain't still going to be able to toot his own horn after this game, because he is a notorious Rudy Gobert hater, and he has been terrible.
Julius Randle gets benched.
Yeah.
Anthony Edwards. He scored, but it wasn't a great game for him. Julius Randle gets benched. Rudy Gobert, terrible. Mike Conley, nice plus-minus thing.
Yeah, it was.
But they can't keep him on the court too much. You know, he's my age, and so that gets a little difficult. So Thunder up to Game 3 scheduled for this weekend, and of course tonight we get Game 2. Knicks Pacers inside the Garden. That should be a fun one. I'll talk to Jessica Benson about it next.
Sonic Radio. Welcome back to Sonic RNDIO. That spells radio with me, the CIO. This just in, the new Sonic $1.99 menu lets you build a crave-worthy meal for just $1.99 an item. Whether that's a creamy shake, crispy tots, or a quarter-pound double cheeseburger. This just out. Ostriches. They're mean, not very cute, and in my opinion, way too big for a bird. Don't miss the Sonic Fun 99 menu. 5 items, always $1.99. Live free, eat Sonic.
Tax not included. See menu for details.
Are you ready? Creed. By overwhelming demand, the Summer of '99 tour returns. July 27th, FedEx Forum. With very special guest, Daughtry. And Mammoth. Tickets on sale now at livenation.com. Don't miss Creed with Daughtry and Mammoth. The Summer of '99 tour.
The First Ladies of FedEx Forum, the Grizz Girls, are known across the NBA for setting the standard for professional dance and entertainment, and they are looking for dancers to join their team for the 2025-2026 season. With the chance to gain professional dance experience and connect with the Memphis community, auditioning for the Grizz Girls is an opportunity you do not want to miss. Come show up at Open Call Auditions Saturday, July 26th at the Memphis Sports and Events Center. Visit grizzlies.com/auditions now for more information.
1, 2, 3. Ready, go.
Dance Kid Dance Tour. Live in Memphis. FedEx Forum Saturday, August 30th. With special guests, Bush and Morgan Wade. Get tickets now at livenation.com. Shinedown, live in concert. For more, visit shinedown.com.
Parrish Show presented by Ortho South. We're inside the Built Ford Tough studio, and on Fridays in the second segment, I'm joined by Jessica Benson, the host of the Jessica Benson Show with CJ Hurt, weekdays 8 a.m. She's here right now. Hey, Jessica Benson, how are you?
What's up, Gary Parrish? I'm great. 3-day weekend coming right up.
3-day weekend coming right up. Thunder up. Say it.
Thunder up.
Thunder up. Bennett howls. Have you howled lately? He howls like a wolf. He howls like a wolf.
I don't howl for the Wolves.
I don't howl for the Wolves.
I only howl for teams I believe in.
You believe in the Thunder?
I do believe in the Thunder.
Why do you think?
And I have believed in the Thunder.
Why do you think we can't convince Bennett? We both have relationships with Bennett.
Yeah.
We speak to him daily.
I think so.
And yet we don't have enough influence to get him to stop howling publicly. He's been howling publicly like an eastern wolf.
It's not that I don't believe. It's
do you like Twilight?
No.
Were you Team Edward or Team Jacob?
No, I was neither.
Which one was Edward and which one was Jacob?
Edward was the vampire. Jacob was the werewolf.
I do like Robert Pattinson, though. He has really carved out a great career for himself. Yeah.
He sparkled in the sun.
You think it'd be fun to be a vampire?
No, I had this thought after Sinners. It feels like it's like a life deemed in purgatory to a certain degree.
I know.
You can't see the sun. What's life if you can't? What's life if you can't see the sunrise?
I don't mind that, actually.
I
you hate the sun.
actually think I could do well.
I could.
Yeah, I could really thrive.
So you think I don't want to ruin? I can't ruin Sinners. Can I ruin Sinners?
No, you can't.
Bennett says I can't ruin Sinners.
Don't ruin Sinners.
Not now. It's
Don't
too
ruin it.
early.
Okay, but was it clear to you that all the vampires were unhappy? It looked like they're kind of having a good time.
Not necessarily. I'm just saying me personally. Like at some point,
I
you
don't
get
think
a little bored of living, man.
I do think that's probably true.
I think you get a little bored of living.
If you could stay your age for 200 years,
What is this, Tuck Everlasting?
would you do this?
No.
Would you do it, Bennett?
200 years?
Yeah. You could
Yes.
just. I think I would. I actually like living.
Eternity, no.
I love
200
living,
years,
but
sure.
I want to live so well that I feel at peace when I'm like, in my 90s.
I'm never at peace. I don't expect to be at peace. I'm never
at peace. I'd
at
just like to be in the
peace.
90s. I'd like to make it 90 years.
Yeah, but I don't want to be 90.
I want to be a cool 90.
Cool 90?
Yeah, like a moving 90. They'd say that the key, just don't let yourself get old. It's that easy.
How do you do that?
I just watched an interview with someone about that.
How do
I don't know. Both my parents are in their approaching mid-70s, and they're very young. Like, that's the comment that gets made often. Oh, your parents, I would think they were in their 60s. And I don't know if someday that's just, I assume someday that will switch to some degree, that it's called getting old. But at what age that is, I don't know. I have family friends who are in their mid-80s who you would meet them and say they're in their 60s. And then I meet people who are in their 80s, and I'm like, oh my God, you're 100.
You're 1,000 years old.
You know, it's an interesting.
Do both your parents
conundrum.
keep busy?
They do. They keep very busy. They keep very active.
I think that's important.
Yep. Busy mind, busy social calendars.
You need to
busy
have things to do.
activities, and things to look forward to, I think.
The idea that you would retire and then just like
sit
is bad.
No.
I think that's how you die.
I agree.
I saw an interview with Robert De Niro one time, and they were asking him about working. Like, you know, he's getting up there, and he still works and is still doing good work. And he just said, I'm scared if I stop working. You need to have something to wake up and do.
Yes.
And it's not as simple as like wake up and, you know, I'm going to see my grandkids today. You need to have a purpose. I would be lost if I didn't have some structure to my life and places to be. I would not do well with that.
No, I think my places could be an endless vacation, and not vacation like laying down on a beach and doing nothing, but like exploring the world. If I had unlimited resources and like never had to work, I don't view it as I just stopped doing everything. I would genuinely try to explore every single piece of the world that I could.
I would do that,
and that's how long I want to live.
I would do that, but I still think you would get bored. You would be exploring the world, and you would have moments where you're just like, what am I doing?
Yeah.
I would just, if you'd give me a week with nothing to do,
you can't do it.
I just look
Try
up.
me. I would love to try this as an experiment.
A week of nothing.
I could destroy a week of nothing.
Even the stuff I think I'm going to do or want to do, all I ever need to recharge is just a few days. If you gave me a full week and you said you have no responsibilities this week, you don't have to go to baseball practices or basketball practices, you don't have to write anything, you don't have to talk.
You would recharge.
You'd
overcharge.
I would just, by Thursday, I'd be like, what am I doing? Like, I'm all caught up on TV.
I'm great at staying busy, though. Like, you could say, oh, you have nothing to do, and I would be great at finding ways to make use of time. I'm not very good at sitting still, but I am very good at creatively figuring out ways to do something during a day.
And here's there would be things I could do, but I wouldn't do those things. And the things I thought I wanted to do, I'd get bored with pretty quickly. I had a conversation with Brendan Haywood, played in the NBA, and then he worked with us at CBS Sports, and now I believe he's at NBA TV, and he's doing great. But he said he looked forward to retirement so much. He was like, I'm going to get up every day, go for a run, go get a massage, go to the movies. Wow. And like every day is just going to be what you imagine is the perfect day. I'm going to do that every day, which sounds great, right? You can have your perfect day every day. He said after 3 weeks, he was just like, well, I don't want to go to the movies again today. I don't want to go get a massage again. He got bored very quickly.
If it's repetitive, you're going to get bored of anything. And even like today, my mom, who's now been retired for a significant period of time, she's busy every day. To go back to the like, how do you not get old? Yeah. And she'll just say, God, I wish I had a day that didn't have something on it. I said, Mom, you don't have to have something on your calendar every day. She goes, no, you don't understand. Like, I actively try to find days that are just open windows where I can go to a movie and do whatever I want. And not to say she never goes to a movie and does what she wants, but she really does keep a busy calendar without having a job. Right. I guess her eternal job is that of a mother.
Of course.
To me,
of course. And you know what? It's the hardest job.
I hear it.
And the best.
That's what people say.
It's the hardest job and the best.
If that's not a testament to something, I don't know what is.
Don't ever ask a mother if she works.
Yeah, it's her job. Please, my mom still has to answer calls from me in the middle of the afternoon where she's like, hey, how are you? And I'm like, I'm bored. What are you up to? And I'm like, forever? Like, will I ever stop? And she says,
do you talk to your mother every day?
I do.
Like my wife's like that. She talks to her mother every day.
My mom is genuinely my best friend. Like I say that, and it's not one of the, my mom is no, we talk to each other about everything. That does not to say that we have like a perfect, we fight like anybody else, but we do talk every single day. I talk to both my parents most days. I talk to my dad usually like every 3 days.
Does she believe that this Western Conference Finals is over?
Yeah, and she's really mad about it.
She's mad. She's upset.
Well, she does not like the Thunder. She became a Thunder hater.
Good mom.
Like this man next to me.
Good mom.
Following their domination of the Memphis Grizzlies, because she's a huge Grizzlies fan. She has turned into a huge Grizzlies fan.
I can appreciate that. I would also consider myself a huge Grizzlies fan. But I respect the Thunder. Thunder up.
Do you know what she hates? She hates the flopping.
Yeah.
She hates the flopping.
It's a skill.
I think so.
It's a developed skill.
I'm trying to look at it more as a skill and a wrinkle of the game.
It's a wrinkle of the game.
Are capitalizing on.
It's their version of the tush push.
She texted me out of the blue, maybe midway through the
Chet Holmgren. She texted you
midway through
Chet
the
Holmgren.
Thunder Nuggets series. She goes, "You're telling me this flopper's going to win MVP?"
He is. He did.
I said, "How do you know the word flopper?" Where did you get this?
But that is an interesting place where we're at. where your mother has word associated flopper with the MVP of the NBA.
Correct.
That's a problem.
And here, one more step on it, which is so funny. She had determined she really likes the Knicks. She really likes Jalen Brunson. And then midway through a game like last week, she goes, oh no, is he a flopper too?
Kind of.
I'm like, oh, your favorites get destroyed so quickly. But yes, it is a problem that she goes, you mean to tell me that the best player of all time? I go, Mom, MVP does not mean best player of all time. She goes, the best player of right now is a flopper?
He might be. He has flopping tendencies.
Yeah. He
but in addition
flexes in how often he goes to the flop.
But in addition to it just being an effective basketball thing, it does. It literally sends you to the free throw line to get points. It's an effective basketball thing. It's also effective because it drives not just your mom crazy. You know who else it drives crazy? The other 5 dudes they're playing against.
Yes, and you saw it with Jaden McDaniels last night.
Anthony Edwards just throwing the ball at SGA in game 1. Jaden McDaniels shoves him in game 2.
Go back to Chris Finch's comments during the regular season.
Once that stuff starts happening, you're in your head too much.
Yeah.
Like once that stuff starts happening, it is advantage Oklahoma City. You watch these people talk, and one team seems unbothered by everything.
They're a robot team, Gary.
And the other team is bothered.
I keep trying to tell people the Thunder are AI. Is Oklahoma City a real place?
That crowd genuinely
That crowd is
looks,
AI. Everyone is in the blue shirt.
That's weird.
The team is too.
That's weird behavior.
It's cult-like behavior.
It is cult-like behavior.
I'm just kind of jealous because I think it creates a really wild environment. I mean, you can hear it through the TV, and you're like, oh, that's pretty cool.
Visually looks weird.
Yes. It looks like if you typed in to OpenAI and said, hey, can you please create. I just glitched myself. I'm actually also a robot.
You might be AI. You just glitched into a deep Southern accent.
Perfect.
You think you are Carl Anthony Towns? That's the way Carl Anthony Towns would start talking if he ever got traded to the Grizzlies or the Hornets.
It's true.
Who am I, Brian Kelly?
Carl Anthony Towns would be like, it's just, I'm not even going to try to do it. I'm not even going to try. You glitch. You came unplugged.
Sometimes I go real Southern these days, and I'm just like, I can never leave here. If I moved anywhere, they'd be like, what the hell is your accent? I'm like, oh, I grew up in Colorado. I went to school in California. I lived in Washington. Then I spent a long time in Memphis, Tennessee, which is its own version of a Southern accent.
I don't hear my accent, and nobody around here would point it out.
You don't have one.
But let me go to work.
Yeah.
And then let me take Kelly up there with me, and then she's got the real Southern, like she sounds exactly how you're supposed to sound if you graduated from Ole Miss. And so I don't hear it, but you get out of this area, and it is the only thing people hear.
Anyway, Grok, please make perfect NBA crowd all dressed in blue. Ta-da, may I show you the crowd last night at the Oklahoma City Thunder game?
Yeah, I am not impressed by that, though. When I look at that, it makes me go, what's wrong with you? Like, it doesn't make me go, that's cool. It makes me go, what is wrong? What's going on?
I love the idea that, and I don't know if they did it again last night, but on game 1, you caught on the broadcast that they were all singing Move, B, Get Out the Way in unison. And the idea that they are the only team left in the NBA that does a pregame stadium prayer, and then that same exact crowd was like, Move! And I'm like, yeah, that's what it's all about.
It's a weird thing.
America.
It's a weird thing.
Yes.
It's a weird crowd. Like you watched that crowd last night. Like seriously, go back tonight at some point and just watch 5 minutes of that crowd.
Yes.
And then turn on Madison Square Garden tonight, and it looks like totally different things.
Yeah.
I wouldn't put on the shirt.
I'd like to be a celebrity at Madison Square Garden.
Wouldn't that be fun?
I'd like to be rich.
Wouldn't that be great?
Yeah.
To be rich and famous at Madison Square Garden.
Do you think they get tickets, or do they, like, does Timothée Chalamet pay for his ticket, or is there a deal with Madison Square or his agency?
I knew the answer to this at one point.
Okay.
And I believe there are courtside seats that are reserved for like the best of the best.
Like they invite them.
Like if Tom Cruise needs a ticket, they were always going to have a seat for Tom Cruise.
Tom Cruise is too busy saving movies.
He is saving the film industry.
Damn right he is.
He's saving the film industry. I believe they have. I don't want to lie, so I don't know exactly. But what I believe, because I remember at one point, like Emily Ratajkowski was sitting courtside in
with
these
Pete
seats.
Davidson.
Yeah, but this was a different one where she was with another famous woman. It was just two young, beautiful women sitting courtside at I believe it was a Knicks game.
Okay.
And I want to say cameras caught them either getting there way late or leaving way early or not it became a thing on social media. And I want to say there was a statement next time. She was not going to be allowed to get those tickets anymore because they didn't like the way that went down. There was something. So she had access to
There
those.
are rules with these tickets.
Here's what I think.
There are expectations.
I think if Timothy Chalamet wants to sit courtside at the Knicks game tonight, he has a seat. He might need to pay for it, but it's his. And I don't think I would have access to that seat. If I picked up the phone and said, I want the Chalamet seat.
I'll pay whatever.
I don't think I could get into that seat.
Okay.
I mean, I did have a billboard in Times Square, but I don't think I could get in that seat. You know?
Yeah.
It's tough. But it does seem like it looks fun, doesn't it?
It looks like a great time.
It is like neat being there.
Unless you are a Knicks fan and had to suffer through whatever it was that
Watching those videos yesterday were hilarious.
Yes.
There's one video I saw. It was I know there was a watch party at Radio City Music Hall, and I don't know if this video was from there, but it looked like it could have been. But it's like a guy watching on the screen, and his buddy's filming him in real time. And here comes the Pacers down 2 with the ball, shot clock off. So they're just going to capture this moment. And Halliburton, the play, goes back up to the three-point line, launches. The ball hits the rim, goes straight up in the air, and the guy turns to the camera because the camera's over here, and he's watching here. The ball goes in the air, and he's like, yeah, Nick, blah, blah, blah. And then you hear the whole place go, oh, and he's like, what? They're like, it went in. And he's like, what? He just didn't see it. There are countless people.
Yes. I liked the one on the other side of, it was a Pacers sports bar, and the ball goes in the air, and they're all like, oh.
Right.
And then it goes in there,
because
we
watch this stuff every day.
Change of the emotions is
balls
just
do not bounce off of rims, go up in the air, and
Not
fall
that
back through the
high.
rim.
Not that high.
You could take Tyrese Halliburton into an empty gym today, say, I want you to take 100 shots from that spot, and I want you to see if you can hit the rim, bounce it above the backboard, and have it fall back through. And he might not be able to do it again.
We've talked vampire.
Yes.
We've talked AI.
That's right.
Is it voodoo?
Could be voodoo.
Is it voodoo?
Could be voodoo.
Or some sort of generational either gift to the Pacers this postseason or Kurt. Was a deal with the devil made? I don't know. All these things feel otherworldly right now, Gary.
Would you make a deal with the devil to be rich and famous sitting courtside at Madison Square Garden?
That's all I get?
Yeah, I think so. I think that's enough.
No.
No,
because then the problem with the deal with the devil is you always got to pay up. And
Do you, though?
Yeah. In cinema, in storybooks, it feels like there's always an end to that deal with the devil, and usually you're dead.
I would be willing to negotiate with the devil.
I don't think it works that way.
You can't negotiate with the devil?
No.
I would try. I would try to negotiate with the devil, and I would be interested in perhaps striking a deal. I don't have strong allegiances. I'd be willing to work with the devil.
Yeah.
I would be willing to work with the devil if he could make it, sweet enough for me.
Sweeten the deal.
Yeah, sweeten the deal.
Interesting.
It'd be a negotiation. Last thing before I let you go. Somebody asked me this question yesterday. I want to ask you the same question.
Oh, boy.
It's not that serious. But you bring up Tyrese Halliburton, it popped into my head.
Yes.
After game 1, Charles and Kenny made the point, we need to let Tyrese Halliburton's father back into this games. I know you don't care, or I assume you don't care one way or another. You're not going to be fired up either way. But do you think the Pacers should be like, if he wants to come back courtside for game 3, we're going to lift this temporary ban, and fingers crossed it won't happen again.
I kid you not. One of the first things I said after that shot and in the period before overtime started, I said, they got to let Tyrese Halliburton's dad back in. And we had company, and he doesn't follow the NBA very closely. So he was unfamiliar with why Tyrese Halliburton's father could not be at Madison Square Garden for that game. So I was filling him in on the whole thing. No, I think at this point, you lift the ban. Come on, it's a really special time. I understand that actions haven't the consequences played out. And now, if there's another incident, you lay it out very
Then it's
flatly.
perfect. Then he's never coming back.
Yeah, or you're gone for a season, or there's something that happens in that case. But come on.
I
hate that he wasn't there. As a child,
Yeah.
and as a child with good relationships with my parents who would want them to be there for that moment and would feel I don't think it detracts. You win the game. Everything's great about it. But there's one thing missing. You wanted to do the choke sign, not just to Reggie, but your dad.
I'm with you.
Yeah, just let him back in. We take all this stuff way too seriously.
I can hold both of these thoughts at the same time. Tyrese Halliburton's father was wildly out of line.
Yes.
And should have been punished and should be appreciative that he was in Giannis Antetokounmpo's face as opposed to Isaiah Stewart's or something, you know?
Yeah.
Because that would not have went down as smoothly as it went down with every NBA player.
Correct.
Or every human.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it ain't smart just be getting in people's faces and yelling at them, taunting them. Like
usually not a good strategy.
That doesn't end well a lot of times. So he was wildly out of line. I agreed with the ban. If you would have asked me the day after the ban was implemented if I would be willing to lift it already, I would have probably said, I don't think so. Like, let's get through the season and we'll take a look at it. But after what happened the other night, and you see the video of the dad celebrating, you know, in his own little place, the dad in me kicked in. Yeah. And I was like, he should be there to see his son. He clearly loves his son. They clearly have a great relationship. He might have got a little or a lot
got carried away.
I think I would genuinely tell him, you're welcome back. Sit wherever you want.
Don't you dare.
Don't get on the court. We will ban you forever, and we won't feel bad about it this time.
Or couldn't you at least have him, like, maybe he's not on the court?
I mean, we could, yeah.
And maybe we put him in the stands.
I would just say, hey, go back. This is what I would do. I would just say, hey, you're a grown man, and we're going to trust you, okay? You're a grown man, and we're going to trust that you've learned from your mistake.
Yeah.
We just, whatever it used to be, that's where we're back at now. Don't make us regret this.
We as a society are, like, so gluttonous for punishment. Like, we love to see people, like, you gotta be punished for this action. But at this point, like, okay, great, he was.
But what do you gain from him missing
what's
another
the difference
game?
between coming back next game or coming back in the finals?
The only difference would be you might rob him of an opportunity to witness in person the most special professional sports moment his child ever has. I don't know why.
I agree.
Who wins? Who gains anything from not allowing a father to experience that moment? I don't know who. The punishment lifted, far as I'm concerned.
Now watch us say this, and like he comes back, and next thing we know, he's head to head with Jalen Brunson after a game. He's head to head with Karl Anthony Towns.
He's like staring down at Jalen Brunson. He was staring up at Giannis. Now he's staring down at Jalen Brunson.
Using the size advantage there, and we're like, well, we tried to give him a second chance. I'm a sucker for a second chance.
I'll give him a second chance. I would not give him a third.
Yeah.
Let's not give him a third.
Yeah.
And let's just hope he never needs the third.
Yeah.
But I would give him the second. All right, we're on the same page.
Good.
You say thunder up to Bennett.
Thunder up, Bennett.
Bennett, you want to say it? He won't do it. He's still fighting us on it.
Our high school song was Thunderstruck. I went to Thunder Ridge.
I think Thunderstruck is a pretty popular song for
Yeah,
things like
I think
that.
that's unique to your high school.
I'm just saying, we used Thunderstruck, and we used Michigan's fight song, and we were the Grizzlies.
Isn't there some big sports thing that used Thunderstruck?
Well, the Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders use Thunderstruck. That's their famous
Because we know
dance.
Virginia Tech, it's Enter Sandman.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
It felt like there was a Thunderstruck somewhere.
Yeah.
It was Thunder Ridge High School in Highlands
It
Ranch,
was probably
Colorado.
Thunder Ridge High School is what I'm thinking
we won
about.
3 straight state championships at that point. So you heard about us.
Oh, so you're one of those living in their high school years, huh?
Yeah.
You're real proud about who you were in high school.
That's me.
See, I'm like the
I lived
opposite.
my best.
I'm very embarrassed about who I was in high school.
I'm not embarrassed by who I was in high school, but I'm very comfortable moving on from where I was in high school. Like, I was in a big hurry to get out of my hometown.
Do you still talk to anybody you went to high school with?
I do. But only
I got a
very
really
small
nice
group.
text message the other day, just randomly, and it was like 4 high school buddies. And it was about nothing, but it was just like nice to see their names, you know? I was like, I like seeing these names.
Yep.
And I keep up with people on Facebook, and I'll see like somebody I grew up with every once in a while. I'm like, man, he looks like he's doing great. I'd like to just tell him I'm proud of him because he looks like he's doing great. And I don't know if he'd asked me when he was 13 if I thought he'd be great. I don't know if I'd have predicted this, but man, look at him now. And then I just never. But I have no real relationships with.
I have a group of girls. There's 5 of us total, and we made this like pact in high school that no matter where life took us, we were all gonna be in each other's weddings.
Okay.
Which sounds kind of crazy, but we've lived to it. And 4 of us have gotten married, and we've all done it, and we've all been in each other's weddings. And so between the bachelorette parties and the weddings themselves, they have brought us back together, and we keep having these moments. And now 3 of them have babies, and so we have a group chat, and they'll send pictures of the kids, and I genuinely enjoy when I see those. And we're not the closest of friends, but we have all the history that comes with it, and there's great comfort in that.
Can you pick up right where you left off?
When we're together, yeah.
That's right.
But I think, honestly, baked into it is we don't have to see each other that often.
Right.
So it's a really beautiful remembrance of like why we're friends to begin with. We have a great time together, but there's not the constraints of, ooh, we might all be on pretty different pages for some things in this world that we all live in, and we never have to address it.
How about that? Because I think that's great. Because I have I have close friends that I could not see for a year, and I could meet them for drinks tonight, and we would be right where we were.
Immediately back up.
I mean, and it's all good. And I could really not text for a week, and it would be fine.
We could not text for 6 months.
Right.
And be fine.
And yet, I know other people, I won't name them, but they have friends, and there's like real pressure to like just, and people are in different places in lives.
Right.
Some people are single with no kids, other people are married with 3 kids, and there's like this constant pressure of like gotta call somebody back or gotta go see somebody, and it just feels exhausting. And I think I'm appreciative that I don't really have that.
I don't
have friends that put pressure on me, really.
I don't either, and I think a part of it, and I don't know if it's the same for you, but like the career path that I chose alienated me from being in places where I knew people, places where I had pre-existing friendships. And so from the time I graduated college, I'm moving to a town where I know nobody in the Tri-Cities, Washington. I mean, my husband was there, so I know somebody, luckily, thankfully. But it was on me to stay connected to friends despite not being in the same city, but to not put too much pressure because we're all busy and we're doing things, but then to find ways where I'm going to New York, and that's a big hub for a lot of my friends, and I really try to, make a point of seeing as many as I can when I go, or in LA or back in Denver where I grew up. And if we see each other, great, and if we don't, we'll kick it on the next one. Like I have one person in my life who I consider one of my best friends who I've not seen since the day I got married.
Okay.
And we talk probably every 3 months. And we couldn't be closer.
That's the best kind of friendship. Like, let's be friends.
Yes. We play phone tag. We'll go like back and forth. We'll call each other 8 times. We miss it. We don't leave voicemails because God, who has time to listen to a voicemail these days? And you eventually catch up.
That's right.
It just works that way.
Those are the best friends. Those are the best friends.
Doesn't have to be so hard.
No pressure. Don't put any pressure on me. I won't put any pressure on you. We'll see each other when we see each other. And it'll probably be great.
Yeah.
Those are the best friends.
They really are. Shout out to friends.
Shout out to friends.
And Thunder Up.
And Thunder Up. Say it one time, Bennett.
No.
One time.
No, I will not.
Okay.
I will not.
Maybe in the finals. Maybe when they win it all.
Maybe when they win it all, he'll finally come
Then
around.
we'll call him a front runner.
Maybe when they win it all.
This is your last chance.
I'm good.
Okay.
Maybe when they win it all, he'll come around. Hey, Jessica Benson, I appreciate you being here. I would say I'd see you on Monday, but I think it's a holiday. I'm not going to see you on Monday.
I can't wait to not see you on Monday.
I cannot wait to not see you.
I've never been so excited to not see you on Monday.
I have never been so excited to not see you at 8:40 on Monday morning.
Let's go.
Imagine the first thing I do every week is just sit down and
talk to me
with bloodshot eyes.
And I say, "How was baseball?"
I know, and I say it was the same.
Same
it was
as
the same as it
week.
was every week. I went to the same fields and then ate the same concession stands and watched the same kids and said hello to the same parents. Those are the only people from high school that I still see regularly. Is if our kids happen to bring us.
That's where the crazy thing of being in an area around where you grew up.
Because there's a woman who I've literally known my entire life. I don't remember a moment where I didn't know this woman, and she now lives one street over, and her kids are around my kids' age, and so I will see her sometimes, and there's a couple guys I grew up with who our kids play baseball, and so I'll see them all the time. But outside of that, it's like No. Yeah. Shout out to friends, though.
Yeah, I love friends.
Shout out to friends. Thunder Up. I'll see you Tuesday, I guess. Yeah. If we happen to. If our paths cross.
If not, maybe Wednesday.
You know what? I might never see you again.
I might see you next Friday.
There's a chance I'll never see you
dark.
again. I mean, you never know.
Knock on wood.
You never know.
Not that I don't see you again, but
nothing's promised.
I'm going to be a vampire who lives for 200 years, so.
Wouldn't that be something?
Yeah.
All right. I'll see you later.
Okay.
All right. When we come back, Michael Malone had to go on TV last night and clarify that he actually believes Nikola Jokic should be the MVP, not Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. This became a big topic in Denver. It was a funny little moment last night. We'll discuss it next. Gary Parrish Show presented by Ortho South.
How about Mr. Irrelevant coming from the Memphis Tigers? Yeah, how about that? New England Patriots
Second
took
time.
Memphis defensive back Kobe Minor with the 257th overall pick.
If you're the player getting drafted at that spot, it's almost better to go undrafted and pick a place as an undrafted free agent to sign with where you have a better chance.
But you get a lot of stuff. You get a parade. I think you go to Disneyland, I believe.
Mr. Irrelevant goes to Disney?
I think so.
The Odds Couple, live at 2 p.m. on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
Have you always dreamed of entertaining on the biggest stage in Memphis? The Claw Crew is looking for members to join their team for the 2025-2026 season. Claw Crew members are hardworking, high-energy entertainers who assist Grizzlies home games by hyping up the crowd and much more. Not only do they support the Grizzlies on home games, but also promote in Memphis and across the Mid-South. Open auditions are Saturday, August 9th at FedEx Forum. Visit grizzlies.com/auditions for more information and to register today. The Grizzlies, Grannies, and Grandpas have the right moves and are currently looking for new members to join their team for the upcoming season. These soulful seniors are a fan favorite group throughout Grizz Nation. You do not have to be a grandparent, but you must be at least 50 years old with personality, rhythm, and passion for performing. If that sounds like you, then we want to see you on Sunday, June 29th. Visit grizzlies.com/auditions for more information.
Bain drives.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Close. He hits. The Grizzlies have the lead.
Yeah!
Jared with a knockaway.
Good defense.
Durant attacking, spinning, hanging, and hitting.
Let's go, Let's go!
Kroger shoppers and Grizz fans, one exclusive last-minute discounted ticket deals takes it straight to you during the Grizzlies 2024-2025 season. Sign up with the new Kroger Buzzer Beater deal. Fans can sign up by texting Grizz to 636-479 or visit your local Kroger store in the Delta Division and scan the QR code. By signing up, you agree to receive recurring automated promotional and personalized marketing text messages from the Memphis Grizzlies. Consent is not a condition of any purchase. Message frequency varies. Message and data rates may apply.
Orthopedic injuries can be unpredictable, unforeseen, and unscheduled, and Ortho South understands this better than anyone. Since your injuries don't make appointments, you don't need to either. And that's because Ortho South welcomes walk-ins during the weekdays and the evenings, and even on Saturdays. So next time an unforeseen injury makes an unscheduled appearance in your life, visit orthosouth.org to find your nearest urgent care location. Just walk in, and Ortho South will take care of everything, especially you. Learn more at orthosouth.org. That's orthosouth at orthosouth.org. Now I got 5 more things you need to know.
Number 1.
Former Nuggets coach Michael Malone jumped on television last night. He's been working for ESPN through the Western Conference Finals and clarified that even though he said on TV after Game 1 that Shai Gilgeous-Alexander was going to be the MVP, the quote was actually, "That's why SGA's the MVP." He didn't mean to suggest that he believes SGA should be the MVP over Nikola Jokic. If he had a vote, he said he would have given it to his former franchise player. Controversy over, or you ain't buying it?
I mean, I don't know. I think it's fine. I don't care. I mean, everyone knew SGA was going to win MVP anyway, so who cares?
I think, and Sam Vecini's the first one that made this point, so I want to give him credit. And I don't know if it's exactly right, but it makes sense to me. The point Sam made is, what is more likely than Michael Malone just decided to go on TV and say, I think SGA should be the MVP over Nikola Jokic, my former player. What's more likely than that is he has almost no television experience. And
that's true.
He is suddenly staring into a camera, IFBN, producer talking to him, And that is not a place where people are naturally comfortable. And sometimes you just start talking and words come out. And it's like filler words. This is a very normal thing when people speak publicly. Filler words just start coming out. And suddenly you look up and you just said something that you didn't necessarily mean to say. Or in this case, perhaps you just said it in a way that you didn't intend for it to come out. And I don't doubt that is maybe what happened there. That he was just like talking and trying to say positive things about Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, and then it's just like, and that's why he's going to be the MVP, because of stuff like this. And you're just talking, and he goes, "Oh wow, Michael Malone," and that's why. Whoa, is that a shot at Jokic? Like we talked about it the other day too. We laughed about it, but we did talk about it. And maybe he was just talking, and that's the thing that came out, because MVP and SGA have been connected for months. Something similar happened to me at the Final Four. Because like sideline reporting is very similar to what Michael Malone is being asked to do, or at least was asked to do in that moment. You're talking to somebody that you can't see. All right? And like you're talking to somebody you can't see. There's a camera in front of you, just like this, and you're staring into a lens, and you're trying to make points probably pretty quickly in a way that you've never been asked to do it before. And I can remember like my first sideline hit, you get more comfortable with it, but it's not naturally comfortable. It's just like when you see people coming here who aren't used to being in here, and they sit down in that chair, and if they're not used to sitting down in the chair and talking into a microphone for long periods of time, it's not a natural thing for most people. They get a little uncomfortable. You could take all these cameras and microphones out of here and just ask them questions at a lunch table, and that would be a perfectly normal conversation. Yeah. But sometimes just the mics and the cameras, and it puts people in a place where they're just not comfortable. And I don't rule out that is what happened to him. He said what he said, and immediately it becomes a big story in Denver. And so he made a point last night to just say, "Hey, I know I'm getting killed back in Denver." He actually said back home, because these people don't just pick up and leave the day they get fired. Like that's still his home. Like when he flies back home, he's flying back to Denver. He's like, "I know I'm getting killed back home, but I just didn't mean it that way. If I had a vote, I would vote for Jokic. Hopefully you guys forgive me." It was just sort of a funny moment where he felt the need to clarify, and I don't know whether it's sincere or not, but it at least sounds plausible to me that he just got caught talking. He just got caught talking.
By the way, speaking of awards, shout out to Jaron. Got second team all defense.
Second team all defense. We sort of made the hashtag first team all defense like the thing.
Yep.
So second team doesn't ring true as great as that. But like still, though, that's a nice accomplishment.
Yeah, it is, yeah.
That's a nice accomplishment.
He's racking them up.
Now, anytime you can add something to your resume that when I click on your Wikipedia page, it's there. It's just like, you click on people's Wikipedia pages, it says All-American or first team All-Conference or second team All-NBA or four-time All-Star. All these things are right there. Like when I'm trying to gather just like little bullet points to associate with any athlete. Like if some longtime baseball player died last night and we were going to talk about him this morning, I go to Wikipedia and I just right there, and it's like 17-time All-Star, 500 home run club. And when you get recognized the way Jaron was recognized yesterday, that's a thing that goes there. That's a thing that when he retires someday, it will say he was on an all-defensive team. And hopefully this won't be the last one. So, that is a nice accomplishment.
Yep.
Number 2.
College football playoffs, as predicted, as expected. It's going to change the way it seeds teams. This is but certainly the biggest complaint people had with the bracket in the first 12-team college football playoff is that they created a system where the 1, 2, 3, 4 seats were not necessarily the best 4 teams in the country. They were just the 4 highest ranked conference champions. This is how Ohio State can't even be a top 4 seed in the bracket last year. And it just created weird matchups where the 1 seed had a tougher path to the championship game than much lower seeds. And so this was the obvious fix that needed to be addressed They have now addressed it, and this is the way they should do it. The top 4 seeds in the college football playoff bracket will be the teams that are considered the best by the playoff committee. 1, 2, 3, 4. It does not matter if you're actually a conference champion or not. Still, the 5 highest ranked conference champions will be in the bracket, and that leaves a path open theoretically for the University of Memphis. But you do not have to be a conference champion to be a top 4 seed anymore. And I've seen other people make this point. It's another indication of Notre Dame's just never going to join a conference and play football.
Right.
This was, on some level, thought to be maybe something that could push them toward a conference because, by definition, the way the system was initially put in place, Notre Dame could never, you ready? Quite literally never be a top 4 seed in the bracket. Notre Dame could be undefeated, beat everybody by 75 points, so clearly the best team in the country. And in the former system, the initial system, could not be a top 4 seed because they could not be a conference champion because they're not in a conference. Well, now that doesn't matter anymore. If Notre Dame's the best team in the country, Notre Dame will be the 1 seed in the bracket. So if that was ever going to be a reason to push Notre Dame toward the Big Ten or the SEC or the ACC or the Big 12 or anything else, well, now it's off the table. You can't even use it anymore as an incentive to get into a league. So Notre Dame will stay independent. The 4 highest seeded teams in the bracket will be the teams that are considered the 4 best. And they might also be messing around with the scheduling a little bit while the SEC and Big 12 and Big 10 are having conference championship games. We could have some automatic qualifiers playing that weekend as well.
And it looks like they might move Army-Navy at some point.
Right.
Which would be interesting.
They'll have to talk to CBS about that.
Right. Now that'd be a big shift.
I mean,
they've got that weekend to themselves.
That's way above my pay grade.
Yeah.
But I know that is important.
That game.
Yes. Yeah. That is something they care deeply about. Like going to, West Point or, going to Annapolis, having that game be on that stage with not a whole lot of football competition is something that is really prioritized.
So you'd make it earlier, right? But that's what they're
above my pay grade. I just know that every time people start talking about moving the NCAA tournament back, there's this long-standing theory that college basketball should be a 1-semester sport, that we shouldn't start it in November, we should start it in January, which I actually agree with, because I think every week you're not counter-programming football is a good week for you. Like, do you know when I go from getting however many requests to do radio a week to like 5 times just as soon as football's over? Just as soon as football's over.
Right.
Let the Super Bowl get in the rearview mirror. 2 days after the Super Bowl, 50 people want you to come on radio to talk about college basketball.
Yeah, right.
2 days before the Super Bowl, nobody wants you. But as soon as football's in the rearview mirror, basketball becomes the focus. So every week you move the calendar back, it's an extra week of non-football that you get. I'm a big believer in this. The problem, or at least one of the problems, becomes CBS really loves the Final Four leading into the Masters.
Oh, yeah.
So you start messing. They love the NCAA tournament. Not necessarily March, because people get caught up on that. It's March Madness. Well, we could just call it May Madness. That's not a big deal. We can just call it May Madness. It used to be Mr. October. Now Mr. October gets you in like the ALCS.
Yeah.
It's not really the World Series anymore. Not completely. So we can adjust our little slogans. That's not the big problem. The problem becomes if a billion-dollar network says we like the tournament in this week and this week and this week, and then we like going straight to Augusta, you can't mess with that. Well, then you're not messing with that.
Right.
And I bet you the Army-Navy thing is it's at least a big topic of conversation. I don't want to make any predictions about it, but it is a big topic of conversation.
Number 3.
Oh, the Diddy trial's rolling on.
What's up?
Oh, man. This is so wild. Should we be talking about this every day? I want to, but should we be?
Listen, at one point, he was one of the biggest celebrities walking the face of the earth.
That's right.
I think it's worth discussing.
Even before he became this, everybody knew Diddy, Puff Daddy, all that stuff.
Yes.
He has been an incredibly famous person for a long time. Long time.
Mm-hmm.
So the way my whole life is like, I just sit in front of this thing a lot. And I never know if like the stuff I'm consuming is really the stuff the whole world is consuming. I don't have a great gauge for that. Like the thing, particularly with algorithms now, it just feeds you stuff. And I just get inundated with stuff. And I'm like, I guess the whole world's talking about this. And then I look up and I'm like, nobody else even knows what I'm talking about. But just for an example, yesterday my middle guy, he had spent the night with a friend the night before. And I needed to go pick him up yesterday afternoon. And I was picking him up from a friend's house. And I don't really know these people, the parents. I don't know them. So I don't have their numbers. I just had an address, and I'm just over there knocking on the door like a jerk, and nobody's answering the door. I don't know what to do. So I like call my wife. I'm like, I don't know these people. You got to call somebody, and like I'm just sitting in the driveway like an idiot. So eventually, like the mother comes out. The boys had gone down the street to go swimming at somebody's house or something, and the mom comes out, and she was just in the backyard, by the pool. She couldn't hear me knocking on the door. So that was the source of the confusion. But she was like, oh, I'm so sorry. And then the next thing she said was, I was just sitting out by the pool reading about Diddy. and I said, oh, really? And she's like, what do you think about that? And I was like, I didn't know.
I didn't know I'd be stepping into this conversation.
I didn't know this
casual conversation about Diddy, yeah.
But suddenly I'm standing in a woman's backyard having a Diddy conversation, all right? In North Mississippi. Just standing in North Mississippi in somebody's backyard. I didn't know this woman 3 minutes ago. Now we're talking about Diddy.
I mean, we also like celebrity trials. Like
we do.
As a country.
I think we do.
Yeah.
But it's ugly. This is ugly stuff.
Yeah.
This is really ugly stuff. But I can't stop laughing about it.
Right.
It's really ugly, but it's just also funny.
That's okay. Yeah.
It's really ugly. I want to make that clear. But it's also funny.
It's hilarious.
There are some hilarious aspects of it.
Yep.
I mean, the Punisher showed up. The Punisher testified. Okay? The Punisher testified. What more do you need to hear from me? The Punisher testified.
Yeah.
Kid Cudi took the stand yesterday, as expected.
I saw a Young Thug called him a snitch.
What do you think about that? Is Cudi a snitch? Is he a rat? Is Cudi a rat?
When did this happen? When did this allegedly happen? The Molotov cocktail being thrown in his car?
I want to say like 2011, but it was a long time ago.
So it's been over 10 years,
It's
bro.
been a while.
He's not a snitch. It's been over 10 years.
On one hand, if you talk...
He's been holding on to this forever. Now he's like, asked to go testify like in this massive trial. I don't know. Like,
he's testifying against another man.
He could have buried him.
It's snitch behavior.
Yeah, but he could have buried him forever ago if he wanted to, and he didn't. And so I don't, I don't think he's a snitch in this situation.
Would you be comfortable testifying against Diddy if he blew your car up?
Yeah.
I think I would testify against Diddy too.
I might blow my freaking car up.
I might be a rat too. I might have to be a rat myself,
dude.
You can't blow my car up. Or like I knew that he had allegedly blown the car up. I don't think I knew that they broke into Cudi's house. Do you know how this happened?
No.
Diddy finds out that Cassie's hooking it with Cudi. This all sounds so funny. Diddy finds out that Cassie's hooking it with Cudi. Just a funny sentence. And decides, okay, right now we have to go to his house. They break into his house, take his dog, lock it in a bathroom, start opening gifts, and they're going through his house. And then they blow the car up. And he says he subsequently saw Diddy. And they said Diddy, he said, this is the way he described it. He said Diddy was standing there like a Marvel supervillain. like I just blew your car up. What do you think's next?
Damn.
It is wild to think that if anybody... Think about this for a second. If you had a friend who had a girlfriend, and your friend found out the girlfriend was messing around on him, had other... Whatever.
Yeah.
And he was really upset about this. And he said, man... I'm going to the dude's house right now, and I'm going to break in, and then I'm going to blow his car up. You would think that's the craziest thing you've ever heard. Somebody who is friends with Diddy heard him say that. Can you imagine what it's like to hear your friend, who is also one of the most famous people in the world, just be like, all right, I just got some weird news 3 minutes ago. I'm going to blow up a rapper's car. That's why. It's
wild behavior.
He's really like that.
It appears
he's really. Have you ever done anything crazy or had anything crazy done to you in the spirit of being heartbroken?
Have I ever done anything crazy?
Have you ever let's just start right at the top. You ever blown up another man's car because you thought he was laying down with your girlfriend?
No.
You never blown up a car?
No, I don't think I've done anything too crazy.
You ever thrown anything through a window?
No, not.
Don't incriminate yourself, but I'm just trying to figure out.
Not because of something like that.
Exactly how bananas you are.
Yeah, not because of that. No.
I had my tires slashed.
Did you?
Yeah. I started dating a woman, young woman, and she had come out of a relationship. She had an ex-boyfriend. I mean, she called him an ex-boyfriend. I don't know. I could be just like Cuddy. You know, I could just be like Cuddy. That's what Cuddy said. He said, I thought they were done, and it turns out they weren't done. Cuddy said, Cassie played me, just like she played Diddy. He said Cassie played me. He didn't make Cassie look great.
No, he didn't.
So I might just be Cuddy.
I'm on his team here.
I could just be Cuddy.
And he's not a snitch.
But the young woman had said, oh, yeah, that's my ex-boyfriend. I said, okay, everybody's got an ex-boyfriend. It's no big deal. And we were going out of town. And we were going to take her vehicle out of town. A weekend trip, like a little weekend getaway. And we decided to take her vehicle instead of my vehicle. But I parked my vehicle at her house. And when we came back,
tires gone.
Slash tires.
Yeah.
Slash tires.
That's tough.
Yeah. And it was tough. What do you think I did about it?
Just let it go.
Yeah. What am I going to do? What was I supposed to do?
Well, you can't prove anything.
I couldn't prove anything.
Yeah.
I mean, I know who did it, but I couldn't prove anything. I know who did it. It was literally the same person who I lived downtown and had a parking spot, like in a parking garage. And it was assigned parking. Like that was like number 9 is my spot, whatever. And like pulled in there one night. He was just sitting right next to me.
What'd he do?
He wanted to talk to his ex-girlfriend. Who happened to be with me. Like we pulled in and he was waiting on us.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
What happened?
I said, go talk to him. I don't know what to do. Like, this is crazy. But I don't want him blowing his brains out in my parking garage.
Yeah.
So like, go
calm him down.
Yeah.
What's he up to these days?
I don't have any idea. I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know.
So everything's good now.
I guess so. I mean, I don't know.
Like,
you don't
think he
me.
would slash your tires these days, right?
I hope not.
Yeah.
I hope there's nobody out there that would want to slash my tires these days.
You need me to go check in on him?
No.
Get some
I think
revenge?
everybody has moved
You
on.
gonna get some revenge?
No revenge.
Okay.
I think everybody's moved on. I think everybody's probably happy. I think everybody's probably doing just fine.
Okay.
But I did have my tire slashed in like a possible stalking situation, but nobody blew my car up. And I never felt at risk of having my car blown up.
Good. You know what's wild too about this? It just took me off guard. Like I saw pictures of Kid Cudi. He still smokes cigarettes. Like no one smokes cigarettes anymore, and he looks cool smoking a cigarette. Like I don't advocate for cigarette smoking. That's bad for you.
It is bad for you.
It's like becoming like eradicated.
Were you ever a smoker?
No, not really.
Yeah,
not really.
I never smoked.
Not really.
Do you know why I never smoked? This is the honest God truth.
I mean, there was a minute, but not really.
I've done a million things that I shouldn't do, but I never really consumed cigarettes. And the reason is because my grandfather and my father both smoked, and my whole childhood was just listening to my father and grandfather cough.
Yeah.
My entire childhood is just listening to men I cared about cough.
Like
I was just like, I'm not going to do that. I'll do other things, but not that.
Like, was there a time in my life when I tried to be cool and bought cigarettes at a gas station? Yes. But was I like a smoker ever? No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
So.
But Cudi,
he looks cool smoking a cig.
He got out of the car to walk in the courthouse smoking a cigarette.
He looks cool smoking a cig. Like I saw that picture, I was like, pretty cool looking.
But
cool looking.
But is that just Cudi looking cool smoking?
I think
a cig?
it's just him looking cool.
I think it was just him. Like I don't.
Like I couldn't do that.
I think if I got out of the car to walk into the courtroom and I was smoking a cigarette, I don't think I would look cool.
No.
But Cudi did look cool.
Yeah. He did look cool.
I've noticed that sometimes people can look cool smoking, but I don't think it's me.
I think that's why a lot of people started doing it back in the day.
Like Dave Chappelle is always smoking,
and he looks cool.
He looks cool.
Yeah.
What do you think it is?
I don't know. I mean, some people are better at it than others, pulling it off. It's just true. Yeah.
There's good smokers and bad smokers.
I've been around them a lot of my life.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, and like the real ones, they're really good at it.
Just looks cool.
Yeah, it looks smooth. It's
Chappelle looks smooth every time.
Yeah.
Like I'm anti-smoking, but I'm not anti-Dave Chappelle smoking.
Yeah.
Unless he gets lung cancer, then I would be like, man, I wish he wouldn't have done that.
Right.
But outside of that, it looks the right way.
Mm-hmm.
Looks good smoking. Mm-hmm. Cuddy did too.
But I wish he'd cut it out. Yeah.
I wish he'd stop.
Yeah.
I want Cuddy to be around forever.
Me too.
Yeah. Thank God he didn't get blown up like his car.
Thank God. Thank God.
He did jump on social media yesterday.
Thanked everybody
for their support and their love. Said this has been a complicated experience. He's just glad to have it in his past.
I think we all are.
And the trial rolls on.
Yeah.
Whew.
Number 4.
Caitlin Clark had another incident last night on the court. We were this close to being Atlanta Dream fans.
I know.
Did you turn it on at all?
I did. Yeah.
Okay, this is perfect because this is where we're at. I had obviously Game 2 Western Conference Finals on the main screen and Fever Dream on a secondary screen, but I did reach a point. Fourth quarter, I switched them. I went big screen and volume on the WNBA.
Yep.
Because it was in that moment.
Yep.
In that moment, it was the most compelling thing happening in sports. It just was.
Yeah, it was.
Jam-packed State Farm Arena. You've got Caitlin Clark on one side, the Atlanta Dream on the other side, and you get this moment. Kara, let's see if we have it, where Caitlin Clark had to look at another professional basketball player and look at her. I'm not scared of you. She said, I'm not scared of you. She thinks she was trying to get bullied again, and so she had to stand up to a bully and say, I'm not scared of you. Are we at a point where we're going to have a Caitlin Clark little moment like this in every game?
Maybe. I'm trying to. Who is the lady that she got into it with? I'm trying to find it here. Ren Howard. Is that how you say it?
I think it's Ryan Howard.
Ryan Howard. Okay.
But don't give me the line.
The one thing about it that I don't love, I don't want to go viral here. I know Caitlin Clark stuff goes viral. I do wish, she's kind of walking away a little bit there. I think if you're gonna talk, you gotta talk, man. Don't walk away from it. Get into it with her.
You want to see Caitlin throw hands?
See, she kind of walks away there. Do we have the video? Can we pull it up again?
Well, you're supposed to try to diffuse the moment a little bit, right?
Oh, that's just her saying.
I just like the.
I do love that. That was really good.
She wasn't great, by the way. Team got the win, but she didn't have the best game of her life. But the team did get the win to avoid losing 2 straight to the Atlanta Dream, to avoid making both of us Atlanta Dream fans. We're still independents on this.
Yeah.
We have no allegiance to a WNBA team. We follow the WNBA to the best of our ability. We talk about it whenever Ryan Clark says we're allowed to. But we still have no allegiance to a team. That is TBD. But, and here's the other thing that happened last night. And this is where I knew we were headed. It's going to get worse, and I don't like any of it. You know what the other big story in the WNBA was last night? Angel Reese.
The Angel Reese.
Yeah, she was over.
ESPN, that is cruel. They sent out a damn push notification.
This is where we're at. And it's exactly like what we talked about the other day. Angel Reese was the 7th pick 2 drafts ago. Do you have any idea how the number 2 pick in that draft is doing so far this season?
No.
The number 3 pick in that draft?
No.
Do you even know who they are?
That was a big draft, wasn't it?
You're proving my point. We should not know that the...
Cameron Brink was in that draft.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
She was 2 or 3, right?
She was up there somewhere.
Okay, so
how's she doing?
Well, she's recovering, right? Didn't she come back from an ACL injury?
We don't know.
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to tell you.
I got you.
We don't know. We shouldn't know what when the 7th pick in the draft from 2 years ago goes 0 of 8 on a Thursday night from the field. We shouldn't know. You shouldn't even notice. But we're getting push alerts about it.
That was cold. That was wrong.
This is where her being more famous than she is great is a real problem. You don't ever want to be more famous than you are great as a professional athlete, or at the very least, it can get like this. I was thinking about it this morning. You know who was similar to this once upon a time? For different reasons, but it just sort of became a thing. Maria Sharapova. Maria Sharapova.
You know, I was going to say Dale Jr.
Was that a thing with him? He was more famous than he was good?
He was good, but I mean, he wasn't like he's supposed to be.
But he still won things.
He did win things. He
still won things.
Yeah.
Sharapova, what I meant was she was super famous largely because of her appearance. She's a beautiful young woman. And she was like top 10 player in the world, but never won. Because tennis is like a weird sport. Like you could be one of the 30 best tennis players in the world, but never win because only one person wins this tennis in like a tournament. And eventually you're running into Steffi Graf or Martina Navratilova or Serena Williams or whatever. And so it became a thing. She was so famous that people were paying attention to everything she did. And do you know what she never did? She never won. And so it became a thing like she never wins. Oh, Maria Sharapova never won. She can't win. She lost again. It was like she's one of the 10 best women's tennis players in the entire world. That's amazing. But she wasn't held up as amazing because people were just so aware of her and then focused on what she wasn't doing as opposed to it's amazing that she's one of the 10 best. Similarly, Angel Reese, you know what the actual opinion should be on Angel Reese? If you could just strip away all the other stuff. She is a good one of the better young women's basketball players in the world.
She's also getting killed for that one clip, and I'm like, okay, well, I get it. She couldn't put the ball in the basket. She still grabbed like 6 rebounds.
Yeah, she still got every one of them. But like, this is if the only thing we ever had to say about Angel Reese was like, yeah, she's one of the better young players in the world. That's totally fair. It's a totally fair assessment. But nobody looks at her like that anymore. It's now like you're not Caitlin Clark is the thing that she's got to walk around with every day, and I don't like it. Some of it is she did this. She helped create this thing. We talked about it already. I don't need to rehash it. But however we got here, it's ugly. Like there's a young woman who we shouldn't even really be paying that much attention to based on talent.
That's under a microscope.
That is under a microscope, and she is getting mocked. I mean, she's getting mocked by men my age on social media last night. Like I don't like that.
I don't like it either.
Like
I'm rooting for her.
Like we can talk about all this stuff. Because it's the stuff that people talk about in sports right now. This is a big topic of conversation in sports right now. But I'm not interested in like piling on or goofing and like.
I thought the push notification was lame. That was mean.
And then you've got
if you're ESPN, you can't. That's messed up to me.
I don't love that. Like if I were in charge, why
are we doing this?
Yeah, I would be like, why are we doing this? Are we making? Because on some level, you're really making this woman's life hard. Her life's hard. Like we can assign blame in ways that I think are appropriate to her for playing a role in creating this space that she's in right now. I do think she has played a role in getting to this place. The whole world didn't just throw her here. She talked her way into this a little bit. But even if that's true, and I believe that it is, that doesn't mean that this is fun or appropriate. Like it's real ugly. Like people mocking her in a way that we just shouldn't be mocking the 7th pick in the draft. You ready for this? Who was the 7th pick in the NBA draft 2 years ago? Actually going to look this up. 2024, let's go 23 NBA draft. The 7th pick was
Cameron Brink.
Bilal Coulibaly.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Remember this?
I'm familiar with her, yeah.
No. This is perfect. He was the 7th pick in the draft 2 years ago. NBA draft.
Wait, who am I thinking of?
Do you even know who this person is, where he's at?
Yeah, he's Bilal Coulibaly is with the Portland Trailblazers.
Washington Wizards.
That was close.
You have no idea what this person does on a day-to-day basis. You didn't even know he was a man a minute ago. Okay? That's my point.
You made it seem like you're talking about the WNBA draft.
Imagine if we were caught up every day. If this thing had been created where we were caught up every day, where people were monitoring Bilal Coulibaly's box scores.
Sure to go, oh yeah, familiar with that. I was trying to look like I knew what I was talking about. Oh, that sucks. I was close though with the team. I mean, I picked the bad team in the West over the bad team in the East.
What if we were getting push alerts that this guy, who was the 7th pick 2 drafts ago, just like Angel Reese was the 7th pick 2 drafts ago, what if we were getting push alerts saying, hey, he had another tough game tonight? That's just not, it's weird.
That's weird.
But that is what we're doing. And I don't like it for her. This is going to be hard for her.
Yeah. Maybe. I think she's probably doing better than most WNBA players.
You me tell you what,
financially, I would
No, she's going to have all the money in the world.
Yeah.
And you're going to watch her cry. As she will have a podcast or press conference. There will be a moment where she's speaking into a microphone this year, and she is going to.
I hope that's not true.
I hope it's not true either, but you're going to see that. This is going to pile up on her. She seems like an incredibly strong young woman. This is going to be very hard. This is going to be hard. She's going to be real famous and have a lot of money. You're going to watch her cry into a microphone because this is going to get hard. And I don't say that as like, and ha, ha, ha. I mean, that's how hard this is going to be for her. This is not going to get easier. And I don't even know that there's a great way out of it for her now. Like, what could she do to make all this stop?
Oh, I mean, if her team gets good and wins a championship before Caitlin's team wins a championship, that'll stop it. It don't matter if she's good or not.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just think she has set up this situation where people are going to, we're now here. People are eager to tell her what she's not every day. Every day, and especially when she goes 0 of 8 from the field. Like, she was trending last night, not because of anything other than she struggled. She was trending because she struggled. That's ugly. That's tough. I wish her luck.
Me too.
Number 5.
Rest in peace to Pennies. No more Pennies.
Yeah.
The United States Treasury has confirmed they're going to stop producing pennies next year. The pennies are going the way of the dodo.
That's sad.
Why? What do you need a penny for?
Oh, I roll up my pennies and take them to the bank.
Ben, Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
You're a penny roller?
Yes. And you know what's weird?
That. Rolling pennies
in
the year 2025.
It's not. It's currency. And the thing is that's really annoying is like they start to look at you crazy now at the bank. In fact, I went to the bank that I go to. I went to the one downtown. I had some coins rolled up to get them exchanged for cash. And she was like, we don't do that anymore. I was like, what are you talking about? I was like, what are you talking about? I've been doing this my whole life.
I hate pennies.
Like, you have change. Everyone has change everywhere. Like, I can't roll my money up and take it to the bank and get it exchanged. Like, come on. And you have more pennies than anything, obviously.
I reject pennies.
I think it actually might just be a sign of the times.
I haven't had a penny in years.
Well, I think
I won't even touch a penny.
Why?
I don't want them. They just get in the way. I don't need them. They're just in the way. I don't need a penny. I'm anti-penny.
Be careful. Be careful saying that
into
the microphone in Memphis. Yeah.
I didn't mean to say that. I didn't mean
Don't clip that.
Don't clip that.
Yeah.
I'm anti-penny in currency form.
Okay.
I'm anti-penny.
Why?
They just get in the way. I don't need them. Like, I will not pick up a penny. Like, if I'm at, here's the thing. We used to I don't ever hand somebody cash. So I'm never getting change back. I just don't do that. You buy cash everything.
Oh, I dabble in cash. There's no doubt.
If I walk into a convenience store and get a soda for $1, whatever sodas cost, I don't know. Like, I will swipe a card for $1.14.
Yeah, I use
no cash.
I used to only do cash, but like things have changed. Like a lot of places won't even take cash these days. So you just had to change your ways.
So I'm at a place where I'm rarely face to face with a penny these days. I don't see them a lot. But if I were in a situation where I had to give you a $20 bill for an order that was 17.37, and you're going to give me some pennies back? I don't want them. Just keep them, man. I don't need your pennies. And I don't mean it like I don't need your money. I mean, I don't want to carry around 3 pennies with me. They're just in the way. I have no pennies. I have quarters. I'll take a good quarter. I don't need a penny.
So what are we going to do? Like, as far as...
These are all actual good questions. I have answers. You know what you're going to do?
Yeah.
You will never purchase something that is 36, 37, 38, or 39 again, or 46, 47, 48, or 49 again. When you ring up, as they say, it's going to be a 0 or a 5.
Yeah.
You will pay $5.50 or $5.55 or $5.60 or $5.65, but you won't get in between those numbers. That's where we're headed.
Gotcha. That makes sense. Because
everything's got to round up or down.
Because I saw it like costs more to make pennies than the value of a penny. Yeah.
Okay. It cost about 3 cents to make 1 penny.
Doesn't make a lot of sense. No pun intended.
It doesn't make a lot of sense. Who knows what you can believe these days?
Copper penny with Honest Abe on the front of it and the Lincoln Memorial on the back. Some of them say 1 cent on the back.
I don't even pick them up if I see them.
You don't pick up a lucky penny? You don't pick up a penny that's face up on the ground if you walk past it.
Don't believe in it anymore.
Do people not do that anymore?
I think some people probably do. Most people, perhaps, not me. I said I'm done with that.
I do it every time. If there is a penny on the ground that is face up, you pick that penny up. It is good luck.
I'm just going to walk right past it. How you feel about a penny?
That's why your hamstring's torn.
It might be why my hamstring's torn.
Because you walked past a penny.
Could be right. Could be true. How do you feel about a penny face down? Will you flip it over and then pick it up, call it good luck?
No, that's bad luck. That's bad luck. Yeah.
Even if you flip it over?
You ignore those. You can ignore those.
But what if I flip it over for you?
No, that's human interference. No.
By definition, all of this stuff is human interference. How do you think that penny got on the ground?
Yeah, you're manipulating the situation. You have to stumble upon a penny that's face up on the ground to pick it up and have luck.
What if before you stumbled up on it, the only reason it's face up is because I went over there 2 minutes earlier and turned it face up?
I didn't see that, so I don't.
It doesn't mean it didn't happen. Just because you didn't see it doesn't mean it didn't happen.
It's I'm telling you.
I think you got some blurred lines here.
I don't think so. I don't think so. I will listen. I got a big jar of pennies. You best believe I'm saving them.
Of course you are.
You wait.
Put them right there with your Blu-rays?
You wait. You wait till I'm in my 60s. Need a little bit of money.
Go into your penny jar?
And dump them out on the table. Yep. That'll be a collectible
Rolling
one day.
pennies in the year 2025 is wild.
You can still buy them. I mean, why? They come in the roll. When you buy the packet of all the little money rolls, the penny, there's more penny ones than anything.
I swear, I think I'd be mid-penny roll, and I'd be like, what am I doing?
Also, another thing that they're great for, I got 2 little kids. Everywhere you go that there's a fountain, they want to throw change in it.
Yeah, for every kid throwing a penny in a fountain, there's another one choking on one.
No kids are choking on pennies.
No kids are choking on pennies.
They are not.
All right, Bennett.
No kids are choking on pennies.
Chokes on pennies. Let's see how right you are.
I also like them for, have you ever shot a penny at somebody?
Shoot a penny
You
at
ever
somebody?
do that? You ever do that to your friends?
I'm anti-violence, Bennett.
You ever do that where you put it like this?
Bennett, a guy slashed my tires and I didn't even do anything about it. Why would I be shooting pennies at my friends?
It's fun.
To shoot pennies at friends.
It hurts too. If you're
It's fun to hurt your friends is what you're saying.
Y'all know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I know what
you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, but I don't think I could do it.
Oh, I'm really good at it. I could take that camera out right now.
How many pennies would you need to take that camera out?
3. I'm good at it.
I
practice a lot.
I bet you 100,000 pennies that you could not knock that camera. You couldn't even hit the lens in 3 shots.
Yes, I could.
Get some pennies.
I've mastered it. I mean, I don't have any in the studio. I'm not even going to try.
I will bet you 500,000 pennies.
Kyra's downstairs. Please don't.
I don't think you could hit that.
I definitely could.
I think you
definitely could.
I think you've dramatically overstated your penny shooting ability.
I'm going to shoot you with a penny. I'm going to shoot you with a penny if you keep questioning my penny ability.
I'm just saying, I don't doubt that you can shoot a penny. I just don't think your accuracy is nearly as good as you think.
My most prized
We
penny.
watch all these murder videos all the time.
Yeah.
People shooting each other. Most people I see in murder videos are terrible shots. But I bet they all think they're good. But they're not good. I feel like the same thing with you and your little penny shooter. You think you're great at it. I don't think you're as great. I think you could get. I think you'll fire Pennies. I think you're capable of firing Pennies.
We would do it in school too.
You just shoot people with pennies in school?
Uh-huh.
What did the teacher say about that?
I mean, you'd have to be stealth about it.
Got to be, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
There ain't nothing scarier than a penny whizzing back past your ear. You can hear it going bzzz.
I would think a missile might be scarier. Like a missile whizzing past your head would be a little scarier than that.
Yeah.
I tell you what, if somebody told me I could have a missile shot at my head or a penny, I'd take the penny every time.
Yeah. My most prized penny that I own.
You have one. You've identified your most prized penny.
It's the when Penny Hardaway did his introductory press conference, they gave everyone a little card with Penny's face on it and a actual penny like on the card.
This is not great for Penny Hardaway.
At all.
At all.
This is bad. Well, actually,
he'd be the only penny left.
He's the most famous penny in the world.
You go from having millions of pennies, he'll be the only one.
He's the only one, yeah.
This could be great for Penny Hardaway.
Yeah.
Right now, he's been having to share. Like you say, hey, there's Penny. And you'd be like, is it a coin? Is it a coin or is it a basketball coach? But like, we're going to live in a world not too long from now where...
When you say penny, there's only
one penny.
Yep.
How about that? That's pretty good.
Yeah, I like it.
Good for Penny Hardaway.
Yeah,
man.
Good for him. This is actually probably a good day for him.
This is a great day for Penny Hardaway. We're getting rid of all the
competition.
All the competition.
Yeah, right.
We're getting rid of all the competition.
Yeah.
Hey, who knows what you can believe? That's what I was trying to tell you earlier. Annually, how much do you think the government believes it will save simply by no longer printing pennies?
I would say, are we talking billion?
No.
I would say $500 million.
It's $54 million.
Okay.
$54 million.
Okay.
But every penny counts.
That's what they say.
That's what they say. Everything
counts. That's the slogan. They won't be saying it anymore, but that's what they say now.
They won't say it anymore because we won't have pennies. But that's what they said for decades. Every penny counts. And by refusing to print pennies, make pennies create pennies, annually we'll save about $54 million a year.
Okay, good. I like that.
Yeah. We're going to cut that deficit right out.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, I'm going to save all mine when they're collector's items one day.
All right.
Yeah,
all right.
I will.
Good for you. Good for you. All right. Be back with GP's Carryout.
The other thing that came out this week that we were talking about innovation and Nike and all that, they dropped these $900 hyper boots that
900.
I mean, they're a recovery shoe apparently that you wear after sports, whatever.
Who's buying it? Because all the athletes that we see, they're gonna get seated this. So who's gonna actually pay $900 for this?
The Sneak Fest Show, live Tuesdays at 2 p.m. on Grind City Media on X, YouTube, and the official Grind City Media mobile app.
Creed. By overwhelming demand, the Summer of '99 tour returns. July 27th, FedEx Forum. With very special guest, Daughtry. And Mammoth. Tickets on sale now at LiveNation.com. Don't miss Creed with Daughtry and Mammoth. The Summer of '99 tour.
You've seen the Grizz line jamming on the court and rocking out on Beale Street, and this is your chance to join the best drum line in the NBA. Grizz line entertains Grizz Nation at home games and events in the Mid-South through their impressive techniques and energetic shows. If you have experience in drumming and marching and love entertaining, Grizz line is the perfect opportunity for you to combine percussion and performance. Open auditions are Saturday, August 9th at FedEx Forum. Sign up today by visiting grizzlies.com/auditions.
1, 2, 3. Ready, go.
Dance Kid Dance Tour. Live in Memphis. FedEx Forum, Saturday, August 30th. With special guests, Bush and Morgan Wade. Get tickets now at LiveNation.com. Shinedown, live in concert. For more, visit shinedown.com.
Welcome back. Gary Parrish Show presented by Ortho South. Let's wrap this up with GP's Carryout.
It's time for GP's Carryout. One final segment filled with stuff to take with you. It's not everything you need to know, but it's most of it. What did we learn today?
A whole bunch of stuff. A whole bunch of stuff. But I think the most important stuff was about pennies. They're going the way of the dodo bird.
Extinct.
The U.S. Treasury has confirmed that next year it will stop creating pennies, and it is expected to save the United States about $54 million per year because, whether you know it or not, this is true, it costs more to create a penny than a penny's actually worth. Isn't that wild?
Yeah.
And why haven't we cut this out a long time ago?
Yeah, I know.
Like, once it costs 3 cents to make something worth 1 cent, maybe we shouldn't do that.
Numbers issue there, yeah.
I don't think we... A little disappointed it took Elon to figure that one out. Seems like somebody else could have figured that one out at some point. Hey, let's stop making... We're going to spend 3 times as much to make something that will... Just doesn't math. The math doesn't work.
Kind of weird, yeah.
It's some bad...
I don't understand.
I don't know why we had to have a guy who makes electric cars and rocket ships figure that one out. It seems like somebody else could have got to that.
You'd think.
Bennett, as we were discussing pennies, the pros and cons, I think it's all cons, no pros, but among the things you said was that, hey, this is a thing kids have been doing forever. You take a penny, you throw it in the wishing well, make a wish, you wish for whatever you want to wish for, and there probably ain't too many Americans of a certain age who hadn't tossed a penny in a wishing well at some point. You know, they used to have one at Peabody Place.
Yeah.
I threw pennies in.
They had one at Oak Court Mall. The big globe.
I don't want to act like I've always been anti-penny. I used to throw pennies. I threw pennies in wishing wells. Everybody's done that. You said, hey, and we're going to lose that. I think we can just start throwing nickels, no big deal, but whatever. We are going to lose that. And I said, yeah, Bennett, but for every kid who's throwing a penny into a wishing well, there's another kid swallowing a penny. And you said, kids don't swallow pennies in 2025. Do you want to tell them what Kyra told us during the break?
She said that her niece swallowed a penny.
Like a couple of weeks ago. Just not too long ago. Like in the year 2000. Literally in the year that you said it doesn't happen anymore.
Okay, but she also said that it passed through just
There's
fine.
only one person.
No harm, no foul.
There is only one person in this world right now who has access to both of our ears. And she herself had an example of a child swallowing a penny in the year 2025. The only person who could get into our ears and say, no, it does happen. I got a story for you. There's one person, and she had the story. We're making this country safer. We're saving money, and we're making it safer.
I guess
we're
so.
saving $54 million a year, and we're keeping pennies out of throats.
Okay.
We're saving $54 million a year, and we're keeping pennies out of children's throats. I say that's a good thing.
Great.
Great thing.
What's today's biggest game?
Game 2, Eastern Conference Finals. We're back inside Madison Square Garden. It's the Pacers and the Knicks. After being favored by 4.5 points in Game 1, the Knicks are now 5.5 point favorites in Game 2. I guess odds makers really do deem this a game where the Knickerbockers are going to come out with their backs against the wall, understanding it's not technically a must-win situation, but, it's a you really need to get it situation because you go down 0-2 at home and then you headed to downtown Indianapolis and suddenly you got to beat the Pacers 4 out of 5 times. You don't have home court advantage anymore or anything close to it. Life can get real hard for you. Knicks minus 5.5, 7 o'clock tip on TNT. How you gonna act?
I think I'm going to... I don't know. I think I'm going to go... I'll say... I'm going to go Pacers. I know. I'm going to go Pacers.
I hope Tracy Morgan didn't hear you say that.
I know. It's not what I want. It's not what I want. It's not what I want. I just think things could get a little tight in the Garden. I think it could get a little tight.
I can't wait for tonight.
Because that's the thing. The Pacers don't go away. Like, I don't think they're going to get blown out. I don't.
Oh, but they do get blown out every game, and then they erase it.
That's what I'm saying. They're not going away. So I think it'll be tight in the fourth quarter. Like
they'll probably be down 20 at some point,
and then they'll come back.
And then it'll be a one-possession game with 4 minutes to go.
That's why.
I mean, that is the story of these playoffs for them.
Yeah. I think that
They don't die easily.
They don't. So I'm going to go Pacers here. I want the Knicks to win, but as far as the line goes, I'll go Pacers.
Man, tonight's a great night.
It's a big one.
Pacers, Knicks, Mets, Dodgers.
Mm-hmm.
Man, don't even text message me tonight. I'm locked in.
Oh, yeah. Big night for you.
It's a big night.
Okay.
I'm locked in. I'm going Knicks, Bennett.
Okay.
I'll
say
Knicks.
Pacers
I'm
here.
going Knicks, but if you want to go with Tyrese Halliburton, that's fine with me. I understand.
What are we watching on TV?
SmackDown, live from Savannah, Georgia, tonight. Cody Rhodes expected to make his return.
Okay.
To WWE. Do you realize we haven't seen him?
I didn't realize.
I was reading a preview of this. I just like it when people write like this, because this is not the way I write. I just like it when people write like this. I'm just reading. Here's what it says. Cody Rhodes has been missing from WWE programming ever since he was a giant dumbass and lost the WWE Championship. I have heard that as a complaint from wrestling fans, that it's one thing to take the belt from Cody, but you didn't have to make him look like an idiot.
Mm-hmm.
It was like, I know it's all whatever it is, but if the actual question is, so how did Cody Rhodes lose the title the first time he had it? It's he got tricked by John Cena. It's just kind of stupid. It is kind of like being he got tricked by John Cena. It is kind of stupid.
Wonder if Cena will be there.
There is no indication, but also no denial.
Okay.
It's open-ended. We'll see. But Cody Rhodes is expected to make his return. He's going to be a featured superstar tonight, and so he'll have something to say. You know, he's always got something he wants to talk about.
Yep.
So he'll be talking about something tonight.
I saw they ripped away WrestleMania from New Orleans.
So they might take it out of the country.
They stole it from them.
Might take it out
They're
of the country.
not happy in New Orleans right now.
That was a weird place for them to put, like, New Orleans is struggling a little bit, you know, and to announce, like, we're taking this big thing, because you can take it anywhere.
Yeah.
I mean, that is a thing you can take anywhere. I remember when I heard it was New Orleans, I was like, that's interesting. But I also loved it because I love New Orleans and I want that place to be great. Obviously, it has a lot of struggles like we have. And I've been going there my whole life. I care about that city. I want it to be great. So I was happy that WrestleMania was going there, but I was like, that's interesting. And then they're pulling it out.
I'm kind of lame. I don't like that.
Might take it out of the country.
I really don't like that. I hope to go to WrestleMania one day.
I've thought about it. It used to be on the same weekend as the Final Four, and it was just like tough, obviously. But I would like to, it looks fun.
If it comes, I guarantee they'll bring it to that new stadium in Nashville one day.
100%.
I'll probably go to that one.
It'll be in Atlanta at that Mercedes-Benz stadium someday. It will be in the new stadium in Nashville someday. I tell you, I know wrestling's not for everybody, but like, I don't think you have to be a wrestling fan to go to
WrestleMania
and have a good time.
I agree with that.
It would just be a good time.
Yep.
It's a big show. It's a big show.
Yeah.
We'll watch it tonight. SmackDown, USA Network, 7 o'clock.
What's the best thing we've read?
Well, over at CBSSports.com, an interesting piece by our golf panelist predicting what happens with the future of LIV and the PGA Tour over the next year. You can read it to get their thoughts on it, but there was an interesting moment yesterday, press conference with Scottie Scheffler, the world number one, coming off a PGA championship, and he was asked a similar question. And he's just sort of gotten to a point, you can tell, he's just fed up with it.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, it's not my responsibility to try to bring everybody back together. I did not break us up. I'm here. I never left. Other guys left. They made their decisions. It's their responsibility to bring us back together if they want to. But I'm cool. He seemed to get offended a little bit by the question because it was a weird question. The question was like, hey, you've enjoyed all of this success since the Live guys left.
That's the reason you're winning so much.
It was
all
sort
your
of,
competition
it was
left.
framed that way. It wasn't like you wouldn't be you if those guys were still here, but it was quite clearly, I don't think you would have done as well as you've been doing if those guys were still here. So it's a weird question from the jump. Mm-hmm. And Scotty was like, I don't know, maybe.
We'll see.
But he did have like this one little subtle line. He's like, I don't know, all those guys, I played with them last week.
Mm-hmm.
I think I won by 5. It's fun. I played with it. Hey, maybe you're right that I wouldn't have achieved everything I've achieved if all the Live guys were still over here, but I did play with them last week and it went just fine. So he had that. That was a good line. But he was more or less just sort of fed up with, stop talking to me about this. Yes, I could have left just like they all did for hundreds of millions of dollars too. I chose not to. I'm here. Don't put the pressure on me to try to fix this. I didn't break it. All right? I'm here, and I'm going to stay here, and I'm going to keep doing my job. And, if we ever get back to we're playing regularly against each other, awesome. But that's what we had, and they broke it. If you want to fix, he literally said, go figure out where they're playing this week and talk to them. As if to say nobody even knows what they're doing. And it's true on some level. Like you saw the quote from John Rahm after the PGA Championship. You know what he said? This is the most fun I've had on a golf course in forever. And didn't even win. It was just like I felt like I was playing meaningful golf. And I haven't been doing that on the Live Tour for a while. Brooks seems miserable with all the money on that tour. Michael Eaves on Monday. We were talking about Cam Smith. I was like, holy shit, I ain't even thought about Cam Smith. I have not seen Cam Smith. I don't even know if he still has hair or not. I have not seen Cam Smith on TV. I don't even remember the last time. Just went to Live and disappeared. And so Scotty Scheffler's thing is just like, talk to those guys. Go ask them the questions. It's not my responsibility to try to fix something I did not break. Golf Guys, CBSSports.com wrote about all of that. You can read it. It's on the homepage right now.
What's on tap next week?
Well, on Monday, be getting ready for Game 4, Thunder Wolves. Then Game 4, Knicks Pacers is set for Tuesday. Michael Eaves will join me in the second segment of the... Oh, no, we're out of here on Monday. It's Memorial Day.
It's Memorial Day.
Oh.
We're out of here.
I ain't coming back for a while.
Yeah.
It's Memorial Day.
We're out of
here. You got big Memorial Day plans?
No, not really. Not really. I was going to go to the... river this weekend, but today's the last day of kindergarten, so we're gonna go have a lot of fun. Yeah.
Kindergarten party day today.
Today is the last day of kindergarten, so we're gonna party this weekend and celebrate the end of the school year.
How about that?
Yeah.
Happy end of the school year. I see you trying to overshadow Memorial Day.
Well, we'll party today, Saturday, and Sunday, and then Monday we will
show your proper respect.
Observe and respect.
You'll observe and respect Memorial Day?
Yes.
How do you go about observing and respecting Memorial Day? Good answer. I think you just have to.
Like me personally?
Yeah. I think you just have to think. Can't we just thank troops?
Yeah, I'll thank the troops.
I'm gonna thank some troops.
Yeah.
I'm gonna thank some people for the service.
Well, that's
start eating hot dogs.
That's Veterans Day.
Yeah, but I think you can still thank troops. I think it's never a bad time to thank troops.
I think you're right.
I'm just going to wake up on Monday and I'm going to thank troops. They can either accept it or not. It's up to them. I don't care.
Yeah.
I'm going to thank some troops on Monday. I don't even know if you're supposed to. I'm just going to do it.
I'll probably watch like a World War II documentary or something.
Maybe.
There's a good one on Netflix right now.
I'm going to wake up on Monday. I'm going to thank some troops for making me not have to come in and talk about Diddy.
Me too.
And pennies. All right? I'm going to thank some troops.
Good.
Whether it's appropriate or not. And they can accept it or not.
Cool.
It's up to them.
Good.
All right. Enjoy your holiday weekend.
You too, man.
I'm gonna do my best. We're gonna be back here Tuesday at 10. Till then, be careful, be kind, be good, rep your hood.